Hi. Hi. It's nice to be here. I love living in America. It's wonderful. When I was leaving Russia, none of my friends were surprised because in my high school yearbook, I was voted most likely to be an American. Yeah, it's wonderful to be here. It took me a while to adjust to a lot of things. Like I flew to America on 747, first time on a luxury airline. See, Soviet planes are different. Restrooms outside. And it's no fun when you're facing the wrong way. Here I am on a plane, they gave me headphones, and I'm watching a movie. Something was funny in the movie, I start laughing. My laughter is different than American people laugh. Like, we're not allowed to laugh out, so we laugh in, and it sounds real obnoxious, like, So I start laughing, and the oxygen mask fell out. Then stewardess announced, please, bring your seats all the way forward. I had no tools. They're screwed to the floor. Then I walked into a restroom, and there's a sign that says, no foreign objects allowed. 12 hours flight. Wasn't funny then. A lot of things were confusing. I couldn't read, and I used to walk into ladies' rooms. And that was embarrassing because women would scream. See, in Russia, you walk into a ladies' room, they don't scream. You do. Swimwear. Yeah, the word yep was confusing. Yep in English means yes, in Russian means sex. And I'm not making this up. I'm arriving to America, I'm just hearing yep, 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 yep. I said to myself, what a country. Yep. I asked a friend of mine, you want to do something tonight? He said, yep. I said, no. See, we don't have gay people in Russia. We have homosexuals. They just can't be gay about it. They can't. They get 7 years in prison for homosexuality, locked up with other men. And there is 3 years waiting list for that. Yep. What surprised me, things like, for example, powder milk. What cows give powder milk? And what was amazing, that you just have to add water and you get milk. And then I saw powder orange juice. You add water and you get orange juice. And then I saw baby powder. And I said to myself, what a country. I'm making my family tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yakov, come on over. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
When you first come out to perform, I get the impression sometimes people in the audience think you are an American actor portraying a Russian comedian. But you were born in Russia and came to this country how long ago?
9 years ago.
Yeah. Do you get that feeling sometimes where people say, is this for real?
Yeah, a lot of people come to me after the show and they say, are you really a comedian? And then, yeah, the comedian. And that's normal.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, people just don't believe because there was so many people who portray a Russian, like Robin Williams used to do Russian character,
yeah.
And Andy Kaufman. And
you learn to speak English here. Do you find this language extremely difficult to learn? I've looked at Russian books, and it seems very, very difficult from an English-speaking standpoint.
Yes, there's a lot of things in this language that are very hard to adjust, especially the expressions.
Yeah.
One girl said to me a few weeks ago, she said, please be frank. Upset the hell out of me. So, yeah. Oh, those are normal things, and adjusting to it. I mean, dating is hard.
Is that hard for you?
It is. Well, it used to be harder. Now it's better because American women are great. American women are free. Few of them charge, but most of them free. No, I'm kidding. No. Most of them charge. I'm kidding. You know, right? Yeah. Yeah. But I remember when in Los Angeles, I met one of those Valley girls.
Oh, here in the Valley.
Yeah, you know, like for sure. And I said, I really like it. I'd like to show you my apartment. And she said, hey, man, I'm not buying it. I said, neither am I. I'm renting it. And she said, "Oh, gag me." So I did.
Somebody told you did you perform at the White House?
Yes, I performed for the president.
How did that go?
Well, that was my biggest goal when I came to America.
Yeah.
I wanted to perform for the president and then become a citizen. And my agent called me and he said, "You're going to be performing for the President Reagan's cabinet."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Great. I always wanted to see Nancy's China."
Yeah, so you...
But I was very nervous because if he doesn't like you, it's like you might hear, like, "You'll never work this country again."
Yeah.
But as a comedian, Johnny, you probably can relate to it. I had to perform for the president and do comedy 2 days after the space shuttle tragedy.
That's
very hard. And somebody from the audience asked me, "Do I feel like an American yet?"
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I felt like the Tin Man in the end of the movie Wizard of Oz when he said, "Now I know I've got a heart because I can feel it's breaking."
Oh.
And that moment, I knew what it feels like to be an American.
Yeah. Could you do some of the material out here in Russia? Some of the jokes you make about Russia?
I could do it once.
And then you would be held over, and when you're held over in Russia, you're held over, right?
Yeah, it's like, you know, there was a contest and the best political joke, first prize, 20 years. And the guy who won the contest, he was telling Polish jokes. How many Russians does it take to screw up Poland? And there was no punchline.
No punchline, that was just it.
They gave him 20 years to think of one, so...
Are there working comedians in Russia?
There are, yeah. I used to work.
I know.
I used to work a lot and made a lot of money there, comparingly to Russian.
Right.
And I would work on the cruise ships, like a love barge.
The love barge?